In the heart of the Altan Civil War's tumult, the 9th Motorised Company, a robust force stationed on Stratis, remains relatively insulated from the frequent engagements with FIA rebels. Comprising 300 men armed with Strider vehicles, WY-55 transport helicopters, and logistical support. Stratis serves as a haven for less experienced troops, shielded from the full brunt of the conflict on Altis. This footage originates from Apollyon's single-player mission, Intruders. The mission can be found on the Steam Workshop by following the link in the description.
Debrief commencing at 1935 hours on the 22nd of August, 2028, with Sergeant Jeff Panayotis. Spit it out, son. I want a detailed account of what unfolded out there on today's patrol.
Yes, sir. We retrieved our Strider from the motor pool as per routine and headed off on our patrol. It didn't take long before Poseidon contacted us, alerting us to potential FIA sightings on Stratis. After receiving our orders from Poseidon, we headed towards Tsoukalia Bay. We drove to within 1.5 kilometers of the bay before dismounting. We advanced in a single-line formation down the valley towards our objective. I did, however, make the decision to leave Janos at the Strider for overwatch. As we closed the distance to a few hundred meters, I observed movement ahead. Swiftly pulling out my binoculars, I confirmed an armed individual. I dispatched Samaras to the southern ridge to establish visual contact with the objective, while Sturgos and I pressed forward through the valley. Gunfire erupted as incoming rounds struck the ground close to our position. It marked my first encounter with hostile fire, and I'll admit, it sent a jolt of fear surging through me. All three of us returned fire and continued to press towards the objective. I approached the northernmost house through the cover of smoke as the last shots rang out. After confirming the objective was clear of enemy contacts, we searched for intel. I contacted Poseidon, informing them of the firefight and the intel that I found. The intel suggested that there was a hidden FIA camp to the east of Gurna waiting resupply, and that the FIA had a contact in the town of Gurna. Poseidon tasked us with investigating the camp and find out who the local contact is. Once we reached our RV point, we moved in on foot at a steady pace. We noticed some smoke ahead of us and assumed that it was coming from the FIA camp. Approaching the camp, we deliberately slowed our pace, scanning the terrain for possible contacts. Samaras fired first, taking out 2 contacts on the eastern ridge. Moving in as a squad, our initial focus was on engaging contacts within the camp. However, recognizing the threat from the far side with line of sight on us, I altered course and led the team up the eastern hill. Dealing with those distant contacts became an urgent priority. After successfully clearing the camp, we hustled to Gurna. The town had a few civilians walking around as we maneuvered through. Tension gripped me, my senses heightened, keenly aware of any potential movement or the slightest hint of a civilian reaching for a weapon. Once more, shots echoed through the air as we pressed forward. We returned fire as I heard the sounds of civilians screaming throughout the town. We cleared the town of all remaining contacts, however we were unable to locate the FIA contact within Gurna. Poseidon documented the mission as a success, and I am extremely happy with how my team performed.
Once again, if you are interested in trying out this short 30-minute single-player mission by Apollyon, follow the link in the description. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or recommendations on other workshop missions.